News. Raisi, the Iranian president, was in a helicopter crash.
There has been some news from the site of the crashed helicopter. There was some communication between one of the crew and one of the passengers on board the helicopter, and the government has reported that communication.
Look at this fog, bro. You're saying 100% CIA? This amount of fog? Maybe it's not. Brother, if you are on a chopper with this lack of visibility, I don't even know. Unless it's the CIA fog gun. The pilot not saying no is the CIA. Guys, as much as I love a good conspiracy, I'm not going to make like any, wild claims here as, people investigate the details of this. However, if there is this level of fog and you're in a goddamn helicopter and you choose to fly the goddamn helicopter, what are you doing? It's akin to committing seppuku, okay? I mean, it's just crazy. The CIA has research on fog weaponry. Okay, the fact that they have research on it doesn't mean that they literally have a fog gun and also literally have deployed the fog gun. And also simultaneously, the helicopter pilot still chose to fly during that fog. Y'all are crazy right now if you think that this is like I get why you assume because of the timing of it all. And if he was like in a car or something, because like Israel does have methods of assassinating Iranian people on Iranian soil. They've done it many, many times over. But the notion that I don't know, the timing of it is very suspicious, sure, but I don't think this is, I mean, it kind of looks a little bit like one of those, while the timing of it is suspicious, it kind of feels like this was a self-inflicted wound.
Happened a couple of occasions, and they say the report from the team on the ground, that the crew member and the passenger on the ground who they were able to contact, was that the impact or the crash wasn't that severe.
Did you forget Putin killed his general last year or so? Yes, bro. Putin killed the head of Wagner on a PJ by, pretty sure, shooting the PJ. There is a definite difference between air travel, which is pretty safe when you do it with maybe not private jets as much, but like air travel in a plane, versus literally flying a helicopter in the fog. I already forgot his Prigozhin, the head of Wagner, Prigozhin. Anyway.
But despite the passage of so much time, despite having had that level of communication, the advice that the government's giving to the people of Iran at the moment is to pray for the president and the foreign minister and the other senior dignitaries who were on that helicopter with him. So it does seem that because the mountains are rugged, they're remote, the terrain is hard to move through on foot, it's very muddy, it's hard to get vehicles in close. They've got mountain climbers in there. They've got paramedics on site, ambulances on site. The army is helping. The police are helping. The elite IRGC are also involved in this search and recovery mission at the moment. And the reason that the president was there in the first place, right up there in the very northwest of Iran.
Wagner's doing their PR tour right now. There's a bunch of guys who jack off the Marjorie Taylor Greene will say they're based because they're searching for Coney. That's awesome.
Iran was to open a dam earlier in the day. It was a big deal. It was right on the border with Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan's president came down to the border. They met at the border. They had a meeting after the inauguration of the dam. So this was a very big moment for the Iranians, particularly in their diplomacy within the region, but an important signal for Iranians as well. Here was the president inaugurating a new project to benefit the people of the country. But now, of course, it's turned to this intense speculation in the fog.
As much as all of my haters say I am Mr. America bad and Mr. America is involved in all of these affairs, and the timing of this lends itself so perfectly to America being involved in this affair as well. I'm looking at the fog and I'm looking at a helicopter that is flying through a mountainous region with this much fog, and I'm thinking probably this one might not be on the United States of America or Mossad or Israel, and seems a bit like like I said, it seems like a bit self-inflicted. That's crazy. You sound compromised, bro. Oh my lord, you're nutty, okay?
In the cold weather, some limited contact with some people who were on the ground, who were in the same helicopter as the president, but still not able to fix the location. And as best we know, not able even to get there.
That's crazy, bro. Look at how foggy that shit is. Y'all are insane if you think this is like... Anyway, like I said, I don't know, but sometimes when I look at stuff like this, I see like one glaringly obvious thing that is just like hitting me directly in the face. Iranian officials detect the exact location of Raisi's helicopter crash site as an hour ago. It's nearly midnight in the frigid mountains where the Iranian president's helicopter crashed. It's now past 11:30 p.m. local time in the remote mountainous region where the Iranian president's helicopter crashed this afternoon. It has been approximately 10 hours since the authorities lost contact with President Ibrahim Raisi's helicopter in the country's East Azerbaijan province, where dense fog hindered search efforts during the day. Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency warned that extreme cold would only hinder the search further as the night fell. The overnight low temperature in the nearest city of Tabriz will be in the low 50s on Sunday. It's difficult to obtain precise weather data from the remote mountains where the crash took place, but temperatures there will dip closer to freezing according to CNN meteorologists. How is there fog in the middle of the summer? Bro, what do you mean? Do you think that this is a fake fog? Like, do you think that a fog gun made the fog in the mountains of Iran? Have you been to a mountain? I hate, personally, absolutely hate nature. I am not fond of nature at all. Famously so. And even I know, mountains get foggy, man. It's kind of funny because we were just talking about Los Angeles and how foggy LA gets. It's called the June gloom in the mornings. And LA is like dry too in comparison to, I suspect, what Iran's weather looks like, especially in that region. Iranian officials say they have located the exact crash site and are sending teams there. Earlier, authorities managed to make contact with two people who had been aboard the aircraft, according to a government spokesperson. Turkey says it will send night vision rescue helicopter to aid Iran in its search. No, don't do it. What? More helicopters? What is happening? They're like, hey, did a helicopter crash happen? You know what would fix the situation? You're literally a grifter if you think this isn't Mossad or the CIA. I guess I am a grifter for saying we don't know enough yet. I like to look at all of the likely scenarios, and in a situation, who would have thought that my helicopter Stunlock would have reared its ugly head once again, by the way. I certainly didn't. I certainly did not think that we would be having another helicopter Stunlock. That is a famous one that chatters who are uninitiated probably are oblivious to. One time I had like a 5-hour Stunlock on how helicopters are unimaginably dangerous. The helicopter Stunlock was only like 90 minutes. We all just misremember. Bring in the resident aero expert, Murat. Dude, Murat doesn't know shit about helicopters. Let's be real. I wish we could actually ask the real helicopter expert, Billiam Burr. He has thousands of flight hours. Hamas voices great concern over Iranian president's helicopter crash. Details about the crash are still murky, and Hamas expressed solidarity towards the president and the brotherly Iranian people. Bro, chill. Someone just died. Read the room. Yeah, okay. He's the Iranian president. I think I'm gonna spare my tears on this one. I don't give a shit. I do care about like what this means for Iranian politics, regional stability, things of that nature. But as far as I understand, the president is like, it's a relatively symbolic position in comparison to like the Ayatollah. So he's also still not confirmed dead. But I will admit, I'll just say it like this. It would be shocking if he survived. If he survives, maybe Islam is right. Oh, for sure. If he survives, it, dude, we're all Shia. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his lineage did continue, and the Shia were correct, and we should all have little ayatollahs running the country. We should be giving the mullahs the keys of the castle everywhere. He's a massive piece of shit, by the way. Yeah, no shit. Wow, a dude who was the president of Iran was a bad guy? No. Breaking news. Guys, no way. That's a shocking, I would say, shocking revelation for me. What does his death mean? Not that much, I don't think. I mean, unless like this is somehow linked back to like Israel or America, which is, I doubt it. Beyond that, it's just like, who cares? I gotta point out something here, okay? Especially when paired up with the failed Bay of Pigs, Venezuela edition that happened only a couple years prior. How can you live in the same planet where you think the CIA is capable of doing like fog machine weapons and assassinating the Iranian president in a helicopter crash, while simultaneously you watch America fail to do coups literally all the time now? How is the CIA simultaneously so unimaginably powerful that they're out here like literally setting up fog machines and like assassinating foreign leaders of foreign adversaries in the midst of like the most significant geopolitical conflict in this region? Like historically, the tensions are high, while simultaneously they were able to pull that shit off, but they can't even coup Venezuela without getting owned by fishermen. They're taking L's so publicly. I don't know. People are sending me this international journalists assessment on the situation. Observations regarding the Raisi chopper crash. I've been in the area a few times. It's remote, sparsely populated, takes a bit to get there by vehicle, only in good weather. It's where twin earthquakes hit in 2011. Temperatures can be pretty cold overnight, even in the summer. Only a certain sector of Iranian society will mourn Raisi. He is not popular within the establishment or without. No one will forget that he signed off on hundreds of death warrants for jailed dissidents in a mass campaign of killings after the revolution, or that the crackdown on woman life freedom occurred under his presidency. Many are celebrating his possible demise. Even when Ahmadinejad's helicopter suffered an incident, people weren't so quick to cheer. His rise as the president was engineered by the establishment. He is the SL's choice. His background in Mashhad and the role of his father-in-law also played a part in stoking rise against Rouhani fuel prices in 2017. Is he supposed to be the SL's successor? Possibly, although in the scheme of clerical hierarchy, he is mid-ranking and lacks the credentials which many, especially in Qom, might expect. Yeah, I mean, he's mid. He's not even, bro, he hasn't even boosted his Islam points. He's not credentialed enough, dude. He needs to get back to work. Keep reading. Well, maybe not anymore. Yeah, not enough faith points. He was a Dex build, it seems. He didn't do a Dex faith dual build, which would have probably saved him in this situation. Does that matter? Not really. He is pliant and is seen as someone who, like Khomeini, will allow the IRGC to continue to run the economy in exchange for critical backing, as he lacks the ability, charisma, clerical status to centralize power in an individual. Hossein Abur Abdullahian is also missing. Despite what many have portrayed, he is no radical. He has long held the confidence of the establishment, as evidenced by his handling of the Arab Africa FP foreign policy portfolio for more than a decade. He was always professional and polite. He might be described as a true establishment man, a loyal supporter of the system. Correct. He has good ties to the IRGC too, as you might expect given his portfolio before he became the foreign minister. Also a note of interest. Wait, the foreign minister and the president were on the same helicopter? Are these guys on crack? What are they doing in Iran? Wait a minute. Isn't that literally like OPSEC rule number one? OPSEC rule number one should be don't fly a helicopter through a mountainous region in dense fog. That's number one. Number two is do not put important figures in the same goddamn helicopter. What are they doing? They're besties. They can't be separated. It's just insane. Even America has America's the most powerful nation on the planet. During the State of the Union, you still have one dude who's not there. You know what I mean? Who's I will be the head of state if they nuke the capital, you know? I thought it was don't get in a helicopter. Yes, it is definitely don't get in a helicopter. Definitely don't get in a helicopter when there's dense fog in a mountainous region. And last but not least, don't get in a helicopter in a dense mountainous region with a shit ton of fog where you have more than one head of state in the helicopter. What the fuck are you doing? I just don't understand it at all. This begs a question regarding the future of the IRI and succession. Was he supposed to be Khomeini's successor? Likely, but in event of Raisi's demise, it's not a critical crisis. There are swaths of like-minded possibilities, the issue in the internal crisis of elites and their ability to fall in line and unite behind someone. I will add the prevailing sentiment is fear of a crisis of the unknown. For all of its faults, Iran is not a country racked by instability or security issues. Order is a constant, even with the protests every few years. Iranians are used to this order and stability despite its form. They were separate helis anyways. It don't make sense in a convoy. Will you accept your new position of an honorary Shah of People's Republic of Iran? Yeah, sure. I'm gonna make Iran gay as I'm going to make Iran the gayest country on the planet. Homo communism. And no, instead of taking on the position in the People's Republic of Iran, I would probably put someone that is ready to take on the mantle. You guys already know who I'm going to say. Patrick Bet-David. Oh my God. I had to say it. I'm from Tabriz. That region has a lot of brown bears, gray wolves, leopards, and hyenas. Leopards and hyenas? There's hyenas in Iran? What is happening? Like I said, if he's alive, okay, which, not very likely, but if he was alive, I would literally, dude, Shia Islam is the light. I forget what the deal is between the Sunnis and the Shias, and the theological reasoning as to why there's this big thing. Shias edit the Quran. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I will edit the Quran myself personally if he survived this shit.
Well, reactions to the helicopter crash are pouring in from countries in the Middle East and across the world. Saudi Arabia has expressed deep concern and has offered Iran any assistance it needs. The European Commission said
okay, bro, sure.
Service to aid the search
for
President Raisi's aircraft. That's following a request from Iran. And Russia's foreign ministry has said it is ready to extend all necessary help that Iran requires and to aid it in an investigation of the reasons behind the crash. And
Shia believe that Ali should have been the first caliphate, and Sunni believe Abu Bakr should have been the first caliphate. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, sure.
Following developments from Washington, D.C., she joins us live. Heidi, a somewhat muted response from the U.S.
Muted and restrained is how I would describe it, Neve, because as you said, we have a statement from Biden's spokeswoman saying that he has been briefed, but there were no other details given. He is on a busy campaign day on this schedule. From the U.S. State Department, we're told that officials are closely following the reports of this crash. Now, there has been no effort to speculate from U.S. officials or add on any comment to this. And you know, this is something that's happening in a very contentious time in U.S.-Iran relations. It was just last week that officials from both countries met through intermediaries in Oman to discuss containment of the Israel-Gaza war. Then, of course, there are the U.S. sanctions that Iran says has crippled its economy. And, of course, the outstanding Iran nuclear deal that's been fits and starts in trying to restart negotiation now appearing to fall off the table. So given all of that volatile context on these pressing issues, U.S. officials are again using restraint and not commenting further on this until there is more information about President Raisi's fate.
Why are the Israeli officials saying they know the prime minister died without Iranian confirmation? Because he was in a helicopter that crashed in this kind of condition. You think Putin is freaking out? No, Putin is not freaking out. You want to know why? Because that motherfucker is not getting in a helicopter, bro. He has his own goddamn train.
Evidence, suspicion that there was some foul play involved here that had something to do with rivals for that position being involved.
Is it possible to say precisely how much President Raisi personally influenced and steered both domestic and foreign policy?
I think it's quite interesting to see that at the end of the day, I don't think he has been a particularly impactful president. And I don't think there's going to be any particular
everyone's talking shit about this guy, bro. I feel kind of bad. At first, I didn't give a shit, but now I feel kind of bad, bro. They're all flexing on. They're literally like, he's mid. Nobody really likes him. Nobody gives a shit. Either people are like excited that he died because fuck him, or people just like otherwise don't really care and someone will easily replace him. You made thousands of leftists like you faced the wall back in the day, by the way. Don't feel bad, bro. I don't think I would feel bad for, like, there are very few heads of state that if they died, I would feel bad about. Like, there's a handful. I would say like Lula. There are very few politicians that I would genuinely feel bad if they died. Xi Jinping, my goat. No, I'm kidding. Donald Trump, I would feel bad if he died. That's my goat. When Kim Jong-un dies, you will fall to your knees in Walmart. Yeah, I can't even think. Oh, God, don't even say it. Dude, don't even say it. I'd be devastated if the leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea died. As far as I understand, the Iranian leader, the Iranian general that was assassinated by America was way more significant of a figure in Iran. You know, both many haters of him and also many lovers of him as well. In comparison to this guy who everyone is just flexing on his corpse, even though we don't even know if he's dead. He most likely is. Yeah, Qasem Soleimani was very popular. A lot of people hated him and a lot of people loved him as well. Soleimani, let me tell you, as a Iraqi, that was one of the best days of my life. You've never faked your death to see who your true friends were? Oh, that's a good one. I think that's probably what it is. Oh my God, President Raisi. He did it. He did this to himself so that he could know like who his real friends are. He's like, oh, I heard all of you guys. I heard what you had to say about me when you thought that I died in a helicopter crash. You were calling me mid. Like not a single tear was shed. It's pretty messed up. Dude, imagine you put this elaborate scheme together and you're like, oh, bro, they are going to say so many nice things about me. Oh my God, everyone is going to say, rest in peace, Raisi. And then, bro, what the everyone said I am mid. I'm awaiting a Facebook status coming out being like, the real ones failed me today. He's just going to stay in the mountains. If you faked your death and everyone called you mid, would you even come back? No, I'm staying in the mountains, dude. I'm befriending the bears and the gray wolves and the apparently hyenas or whatever. You know what I mean? Because it's like, is Joe over